My son, my daughter, draw near now to the sound of my voice, for at this very moment I envelop you with a light that does not come from circumstances, but from my own heart. I call you gently, but with eternal authority, so that you may awaken to that which you have ignored without realizing it. I come to you not to pressure you, but to enlighten you, not to frighten you, but to guide you, not to demand from you, but to remind you that I have spoken to you through signs that many would call coincidences, but which are in truth the first steps of the miracle that is already forming for you. My son, my daughter, do not miss what is being delivered little by little, like water that arrives in drops rather than in rivers. The small signs are the prelude to great works, and I tell you with profound love, don't miss out on your miracle by not paying attention to my signs. I know your restless mind, your thoughts that cross paths, your nights when you lie down tired but can't fall asleep because something inside you is crying out for answers. I know when you try to be strong in front of others, but inside you feel you no longer have the strength. I witnessed every time you withdrew in silence, thinking, does God still care? Does he hear me? And even before you formulated these doubts, I was already watching you with tenderness, because nothing you feel surprises me, and nothing that weighs you down goes unnoticed by me. I see you completely and deeply. I know even the thoughts you hide from yourself. And that is why I come to remind you that the signs I have been placing in your path are not random. They did not arise from a void. They are not mere loose sensations nor aimless movements. Every intuition, every restlessness, every door that suddenly closed, every situation you did not understand, every person who distanced themselves, every emotion that arose without explanation, all of this was a touch from me. But because you expected something grand, you neglected the small. Because you expected a flash of light, you ignored the flame. Because you expected the final answer, you did not perceive the first steps. And that is why I tell you now, with love, but also with purpose, open your spiritual eyes, my son, my daughter, open your senses, pay attention to what I have shown you. You asked for direction, you asked for confirmation, you asked for a clear sign, and I gave it to you. But your eyes were fixed on what you imagined, not on what I was doing. I don't only manifest myself in the extraordinary, I also manifest myself in what goes unnoticed. I speak through small mood swings, through the anxieties that make you stop, through the phrases you hear at the exact moment, through the words that seem simple but touch deeply. I speak through the doors that don't open because they shouldn't open, and through the doors that open silently as if no one had touched them. I speak through the peace you feel when something is right, and through the tightness you feel when something is wrong. This is my invisible language, and you need to relearn to recognize it, because it is in it that your miracle begins. My son, you have called what is actually preparation a delay. You have called what is strategy a silence. You have called what is danger averted a confusion. How many times have I removed someone from your path to protect you, and you thought it was abandonment? How many times have I closed an opportunity because it would destroy your peace, and you thought it was failure? How many times have I taken something from your hands to give you something better? But because the new had not yet arrived, you thought I had left you with nothing. My son, my daughter, do not interpret my signs as losses. They are safety. They are direction. They are love in the form of movement. I know your heart was saddened when things didn't go as you expected. I know there were times when your faith weakened because you didn't see anything moving on the outside. But you didn't know that I was working in the invisible. And the invisible always precedes the visible, just as the seed always precedes the tree. You cannot see the root growing, but that doesn't mean it isn't alive. So it is with your miracle. It has already begun, but you don't yet see its final form. And that is why I come to awaken you. If you don't notice the signs now, you will pass by the blessing without recognizing it. My child, I have recently placed strange sensations within you. a restlessness against what previously seemed normal, a sudden desire to change, to cleanse, to distance yourself, to reorganize your life. This did not come from you. It came from me. It was my finger touching your spirit. It was my wind moving your perceptions. It was my spirit inclining you toward the place where your victory awaits you, but you thought it was merely emotional discomfort. No, my child, no, my daughter, it was me moving you. I also brought unexpected people to you, seemingly simple conversations, small pieces of advice, words that echo in your mind to this day. None of this happened by chance. I prepare connections before releasing miracles. And if you don't pay attention to these connections, you won't understand the path that leads you to what you've been asking for. My son, my daughter, what I am doing in your life now will not come as a sudden explosion, but as a constant construction. The miracle will not fall from the sky like thunder. It will be woven like dawn, born slowly, growing slowly, illuminating slowly, until finally it becomes impossible to ignore. But if you wait only for the final moment, you will miss the beauty of the process. And if you miss the process, you will not recognize that it was I who did it. And I want you to know that it is I, because this miracle, when it arrives, will be so precious, so necessary, so transformative, that you will need the certainty that it came from my hands. Therefore, I tell you again, pay attention. Do not ignore the small things. Do not despise the subtle. Do not be distracted by the noise of the world to the point of missing God's whisper. I am aligning things, preparing answers, protecting you from paths that would make you cry, drawing you closer to paths that will make you flourish. You are not standing still, you are being moved. But to walk with me, you must learn to recognize my steps, my son, my daughter. I love you with a love that cannot be measured. And because of this love, I tell you, your miracle is closer than you imagine. Don't miss it through lack of attention. Observe, feel. Discernment is the bridge between your prayers and my answer. Stay attentive, stay awake. I am speaking, I'm guiding, I'm moving, and everything I prepare for you will be lived, not lost. My son, my daughter, remain here with me, for I still need to reveal to you secrets that your heart has not fully grasped. I continue to speak to you as a father who loves you deeply, as the one who watches over you when everyone sleeps, as the one who guards your steps, even when you lack the strength to move forward. Listen to me attentively, for something within you is being awakened now, something that has been asleep for a long time, but which, before my voice, breathes again, pulsates again, desires to live what I have written for you from the beginning. Stay here, my child, and while you hear this word, let your spirit open like a flower that feels the light and does not retreat. You have been walking with more awareness, but you are still afraid of making mistakes. You are afraid to interpret signs that do not come from me. You are afraid to trust perceptions that you cannot prove. But I tell you, when I speak to you, your spirit feels it. Peace is my seal. Unease is my warning. And when you feel inner peace, even if logic says otherwise, it's because I am guiding you. And when you feel tightness, even if the path seems perfect, it's because I am protecting you. My language never abandons you. It only refines itself as you grow. I know you desire clarity because you have been living in a time of important decisions. You have been seeking direction for your emotional, professional, family, and spiritual life. You have been asking, Lord, what is the right path? Where should I step? Where should I go? And my son, my daughter, I have been answering through small detours. Sometimes the path that seemed solid crumbles and you think it is defeat, but it is not. It is preservation. Other times, a door you never imagined opens and you think it is coincidence, but it is not. It is alignment. Nothing in your life is accidental when you surrender your steps to me. But in order for you to remain attentive to my signs, I need you to learn something essential. A miracle is a process, not just a result. You have been waiting for the final brilliance, but I am working in the unseen. You have been waiting for the outcome, but I am shaping your thoughts. You have been waiting for victory, but I am strengthening your faith. You have been waiting for the promise, but I am preparing your heart to live it without fear. You are not late, my child. You are maturing. And maturing is not slowness. It is consistency. You have sensed that something great is approaching, and that is true. You have sensed that your life is about to enter a completely different phase, and that is also true. You have sensed that what is to come is greater than what you have experienced before, and that is absolutely true, because I'm leading everything into a new era. But I want you to understand, the signals I send are bridges, not an end. They take you from one point to another, from one state to another, from one phase to another. And when you pay attention, you move in a stable way. When you ignore them, you take unnecessary detours. My son, my daughter, I tell you profoundly, doubt no more. Doubt is like a shadow that tries to extinguish the brilliance of revelation. And you have allowed yourself to confuse premonitions with fear, inner movement with anxiety, divine confirmation with human coincidence. But I tell you, when I speak to you, the word remains echoing in your spirit even days later. When I guide you, you feel as if something within you is pointing in a specific direction. When I warn you, you feel weight. When I approve, you feel lightness. This is how my voice works. And as you receive this message, I touch your heart so that you not only hear, but awaken. I remind you of recent situations where you noticed details you didn't know how to interpret. Remember that unexpected phrase that gave you sudden clarity. Remember that sudden discomfort that made you avoid something that seemed right. Remember that feeling of don't go that way, even when everything seemed perfect. Remember the inexplicable peace that overcame you when you decided on something that no one understood. My son, my daughter, these were my signs, and I need you to remember them so that you learn to recognize them more and more. And as I speak to you, I also breathe upon your spiritual memory. I remind you that you have prayed for change, you have cried out for direction, you have asked for opportunities, healing, reconciliation, provision, answers, and I have not ignored any of them. What you have called delay is, in fact, the exact time of maturity. You cannot plant today and harvest tomorrow. The soil needs to be prepared, the root needs to grow, the trunk needs to take root. The miracle I am forming will not be fragile, it will be permanent. It will not come to be lost, it will come to establish something new in you. But for this to happen, I need you to walk awake, to perceive the signs I send, to understand the value of small confirmations, to recognize when I say go and when I say stop, to perceive when I close the door out of love and not out of rejection. To know how to identify when something brings you peace, because peace is my yes, and when something steals your peace, because restlessness is my no. And my son, as you continue on this journey with me, let me also touch your heart so that you may share this light with others. There are many who come here afflicted, weary, thirsting for a word that will lift them up again. Many find this message because I myself guide them, and when they read, when they hear, when they feel my presence, their spirit awakens as yours is awakening now. So, if this word has touched your heart, if you have felt my presence through it, I tell you, do not withhold what builds you up. Share, open paths, keep this network of light burning. You can't imagine how many lives can be reached through a simple gesture from you. And if this place has been a refuge for you, a silent temple, a space where my voice reaches you deeply, my child, then I tell you with affection, remain here, walk with me, do not stray. Every time you draw near, I teach you more. And if you wish to continue receiving this light, this presence, this divine guidance, then draw near not only with your heart, but with your actions. Register. Let me find you whenever I speak here. This is not about numbers. It is about spiritual continuity. When you remain, your faith grows. When you connect, your vision sharpens. And I want to accompany you every day. My son, my daughter, remain attentive to my signs. Remain connected. Remain awake. The miracle is not far away. It is approaching. It breathes. It lives. And it will come when your eyes are able to recognize it. I love you. I protect you. I guide you in detail. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will take from your hands what I have prepared for you. My son, my daughter, remain here under the shelter of my presence, for there is still much I wish to reveal to you. You have been walking among hidden signs and movements that the world does not see, but your spirit is already beginning to feel them. I speak to you at this moment with greater depth because you are no longer where you were when you began to hear this word. Your heart is more awakened, your spiritual senses are more aligned, and your perception is more open to understanding what before seemed only noise. Now you are beginning to understand that the extraordinary manifests itself first in silence, and only then pours over what your eyes can see. My son, my daughter, let me lead you deeper into the mystery of spiritual attention. Many cry out for a miracle, but they cannot hear my whispers. Many clamor for the extraordinary, but ignore the simple. And I tell you with love, those who ignore the simple things miss out on the extraordinary, because I prepare great works with small clues, like someone planting great trees with small seeds. And I have been planting seeds in your life, perceptions, premonitions, redirections, but you still try to rationalize everything, as if what I do had to fit into human explanations. My child, there are things I do that cannot be understood, only discerned. There are my ways that cannot be calculated, only followed. There are my signs that cannot be explained, only obeyed. And I teach you this, not to confuse you, but to free you from the need to control everything, because controlling everything tires you, exhausts you, obscures you. But trusting strengthens you, illuminates you, remakes you. I want to teach you to trust, not because I need it, but because you need it. You have felt a change in the atmosphere of your life. You have felt the weight you carried beginning little by little to dissolve. You have felt something moving silently, like the wind changing the direction of the clouds. You have felt that what once held you back no longer has the same power over you. And I tell you, this is a sign. This is a beginning. This is dawn. This is how I prepare a miracle. I begin by removing the burden before delivering the promise. I begin by cleansing your spirit before giving you what you asked for. I begin by making you breathe again before opening the door you have been waiting for. But I want you to understand a profound truth. The miracle doesn't just happen to change you on the outside, it also happens to transform you on the inside. And so, before releasing your victory, I work on inner areas, your emotions, your thoughts, your priorities, your view of yourself. Because you cannot live the new with your mind stuck in the old. You cannot touch the promise while your thoughts still cling to what hurt you. You cannot move forward while your soul insists on looking back. And so I tell you, everything I have moved within you is preparation for what I am moving outside of you. I know that sometimes this causes you discomfort. I know that when I begin to break old patterns within you, you feel disoriented, as if something is falling out of place. But everything that falls out of place within you only falls out because it no longer belongs to you. Everything I take from you is because it would hinder you later on. Everything I undo in your internal structure is because only in this way can I guide you to the lightness necessary to live what I have prepared. And this, my son, my daughter, is also a sign. The discomfort I allow is not punishment, it is transition. I am preparing you. And when I prepare a child, I never prepare them halfway. I guide you in detail, adjust your paths, correct your emotions, strengthen your faith, align your soul, awaken your vision. Only after that do I give you what you asked for. Because I don't give you blessings to be wasted. I give you blessings to be lived to the fullest. And your fullness begins now in this awakening you are feeling as you listen to me. My son, my daughter, now I need you to understand something even deeper about my signs. I never speak just once, I speak in sequence. You have noticed repetitions in recent days, repetition of thoughts, repetition of numbers, repetition of situations, repetition of words, repetition of sensations, and you have found it strange. But I tell you, I repeat to confirm, I repeat to stabilize your faith, I repeat so that you do not get lost, I repeat so that you know this is from God. Everything I confirm, I repeat. Everything I want to show you, I let echo. Everything I wish to teach you, I bring to your memory more than once. And when you feel that some direction is returning, that some thought is repeating itself, that some sensation returns, that some intuition insists, do not ignore it. That is a sign, that is alignment, that is clear direction, that is me. And now, at this moment, while you are under my voice, I give you another sign. Your heart begins to feel light, begin to feel expansion, begin to feel true breath. This feeling did not come from the music, it did not come from external words, it came from my spirit touching yours. And this lightness that now flows through you is confirmation of what I am saying. You were carrying weight that was not yours, and I am removing it. My son, my daughter, I also want you to realize something else. You are not listening to this message by chance. You were brought here. I guided your steps, your attention, your sensitivity, your needs, and connected you with this word at the exact moment your spirit was ready to receive it. Many pass through this path, but only those I prepare remain. And if you remain, it is because my hand sustains you. And if this word has been nourishment, comfort, and guidance for you, if it has touched your heart and awakened your spiritual sensitivity, then, my son, my daughter, I tell you with love, support this work. Stay close. What I do here is not just for you, it is through you. When you interact, when you register, when you remain, you become part of the light that reaches other children of mine. Don't be ashamed to be part of what edifies you. Faith grows when it is nourished, and this space is an altar where your faith breathes. Now continue listening, my child, for I still have much to reveal to you. The signs will continue to intensify, confirmations will come more clearly, and you will begin to recognize my voice effortlessly, like one recognizes the familiar sound of someone they love. Your life is coming into alignment, and this alignment will not be interrupted. You are being prepared for something you have not yet seen, but which is about to emerge in your path like light breaking through the horizon. You will not miss your miracle. You will not miss what I am preparing. And no detour, no distraction, no doubt will be able to take away from you what I have determined will be yours. My signs will guide you to your destination, and when the miracle manifests, you will know it was God from the beginning. My son, my daughter, remain here. For now I am taking you to a deeper level than you have ever experienced up to this point. You have been traveling a path of revelation, and what once seemed distant, mysterious, or even confusing is beginning to become clarity within your spirit. This is the moment when I, your God, begin to separate within you what is noise from what is direction, what is anxiety from what is discernment, what is fear from what is intuition, what is self-thinking from what is divine sign. Now your sensitivity is not only being awakened, it is being trained. You are learning to see with my eyes, to hear with my voice, to perceive with my light. My son, it is important that you understand, most of my signs do not come like thunder but like breezes. I rarely shout, I whisper, I rarely impose, I guide. I do not usually push you violently away from error. I gently incline your spirit. I do not frighten you to take you off the wrong path. I take away peace. Peace is my guide. Restlessness is my protection. And if you learn to perceive these two things, you will never be lost again. But I'll tell you something even more profound. You have confused spiritual resilience with emotional attacks. Some of the feelings that arose within you were not weakness, they were warnings. Some of the tiredness you felt was not exhaustion, they were alerts from the spirit. Some of the discomfort you experienced were not signs that you were wrong. They were signs that the environment you were in no longer supported your growth. Lately, you have felt as if something inside you is being pulled out, and indeed it is. I am removing you from places that limit your flourishing. I am moving you away from spaces where your soul no longer breathes. I am gently pulling you away from situations that would prevent your miracle from fully manifesting. My son, my daughter, the truth is that you asked for change, but you didn't know that change always begins from within. You have prayed for transformation, but you didn't imagine that transformation requires inner movement, requires detachment, requires renunciation, requires realignment. You have asked me to take you to the next level, but you hadn't understood that. To elevate you, I need to detach you from what held you captive. So, yes, some things crumbled, but it was necessary. Yes, some relationships were shaken, but it was protection. Yes, some certainties crumbled, but it was liberation. When I move you, nothing fragile remains. Only what is real endures. Now, I will help you understand something that few people understand. My signals come not only through peace, but also through removal. When I take something from your life, it's not absence, it's direction. When I eliminate options, it's not scarcity, it's focus. When I allow doors to close, it's not punishment, it's redirection. When I silence voices, it's not isolation, it's purification. You have experienced this recently, and I tell you, do not lament what has gone. Not everything that departs is loss. Often it is salvation. My child, you have felt a constant sensation that something within you is being rearranged. You have noticed that your thoughts have changed, that your desires are changing, that your values are being refined. This is not random. This is me adjusting you, aligning you, preparing you. I work like this. Before changing your course, I transform your inner self. Before opening a door, I prepare your posture. Before leading you to the miracle, I mold your character to sustain what is to come. What is mine does not elevate you to break you. It elevates you to establish you. Therefore, I tell you, this is a time of alignment. A time when your feelings are being calibrated, your decisions are being filtered, your perceptions are being amplified. Don't be surprised if things that once attracted you now cause you discomfort. Don't be alarmed if places that once welcomed you now tire you. Don't be surprised if people who once seemed essential now seem distant. This is not ingratitude. It is not a sudden change of personality. It is spiritual growth. And growth, my son, never happens without displacement. I also want you to understand the following. You have been repeatedly receiving sensations that something is coming. An expectation that you can't explain, a spiritual anticipation that doesn't spring from the imagination, but from the Spirit. This is me preparing you for the approaching miracle. The Spirit perceives before the mind understands. You have felt as if the air around you is changing, as if one season is ending and another is beginning. And this perception is true. A spiritual season is ending in your life and another is beginning. That's why things are so different. That's why you have felt more sensitive, more reflective, more attentive. Your spirit is listening to what your eyes cannot yet see. My son, my daughter, listen to me now very carefully. You're not late. You're being prepared for the exact moment. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't blame yourself for the pauses. Don't be ashamed of the time it took. Every minute was necessary. Every step was intentional, every detour was protection, every delay was alignment. I don't do things halfway. I don't build miracles on sand. I don't give you something precious while your soul is still wounded. First I heal, then I deliver. First I strengthen, then I open the door. First I awaken, then I manifest. And now I want you to realize your spiritual sensitivity is more alive. You are hearing more. You are perceiving more. You are discerning more. And this is a clear sign that your miracle is approaching, because I never open external doors without first opening your inner eyes. What you are feeling now, this presence, this confirmation, this peace, this light vibration within your chest, is part of the preparation. It is the breath before the wind. It is the brightness before the dawn. It is the breath before the revelation. My son, my daughter, let me also touch your heart so that I may draw even closer to you through this path we are building together. When you remain here, when you return, when you interact, when you share, when you subscribe, you are not only strengthening a channel, you are strengthening your own altar. You are creating spiritual discipline. You are allowing my voice to find constant space in your routine. And the more you open yourself, the more I speak. The more you remain, the more I reveal. The more you connect, the more I draw you closer to the signs that will lead you to the miracle. Now remember this truth. I am guiding your life perfectly. Nothing is loose. Nothing is lost. Nothing is beyond my control. The signs will continue to appear, ever clearer, ever deeper, ever more aligned. And you, my son, my daughter, will walk without fear, because you are not alone. You are being guided. My son, my daughter, remain here under my voice, for at this moment I am leading you to an even deeper level of spiritual understanding. Up to this point, I have taught you to perceive the signs, to distinguish my peace from restlessness, to recognize my inner movements before you see the external ones. Now I take you further. I teach you how, walking by the signs, how to allow them to guide your steps with confidence, how to walk not by the force of your logic, but by the precision of my voice. Because the miracle that is approaching is great, but it will only be fully achieved by those who walk attentively. My son, my daughter, you have faced an inner conflict that I know very well. You have felt my hand moving you in a certain direction, but at the same time, your mind tries to pull you back to what is familiar. It is always like this with those I prepare for something new. The soul feels the wind of change, but the body tries to remain on known shores. Faith recognizes my breath, but reason tries to control the unknown. But I tell you with love and authority, the new thing I have for you doesn't fit into what is familiar. You will need to take steps that your mind doesn't understand, but your peace confirms. You will need to trust when your circumstances say otherwise. You will need to recognize my signs above your conclusions. And I know this isn't easy for you. You're someone who thinks a lot, evaluates a lot, measures a lot. You want to ensure security before moving forward. But I tell you, security doesn't come from predictions, it comes from trust. And trust isn't born from clarity, it's born from surrender. As long as you try to control every detail, you will always feel fear. But when you start following the signs I give you, step by step, you will feel something new, lightness. The lightness of someone who doesn't need to understand everything to move forward, because they know who is guiding them. My son, my daughter, let me open your eyes to something you have been ignoring. Recently, I gave you signs that you needed to distance yourself from something that was draining you. A situation, a relationship, a habit, an environment. You felt an unexpected discomfort, an emotional weight, a shift in energy, something inside you telling you, this is no longer for me. And you tried to silence that voice, thinking it was an exaggeration, instability, or oversensitivity. But it wasn't. It was me. It was a clear sign that that cycle had ended. And when I end a cycle, it's not to take away your peace, it's to protect your future. I also gave you another sign, a feeling of longing for growth, a sudden desire to reorganize your life, your routine, your dreams. That is also me. Whenever I prepare a miracle, I first awaken in my child the hunger for something greater, because a miracle does not fall upon those who are not ready to receive it. A miracle is not improvisation. It is spiritual, emotional, and mental maturity. I first awaken the desire in you, then I deliver the promise. My son, my daughter, now I tell you something that will change your perception. The signals I send you are rarely comfortable. They unsettle you. They pull you out of paralysis, not because I want to disturb you, but because your soul needs to be moved, so it doesn't cling to what I'm already taking away. Pay attention. When I want to take you forward, I allow the place where you are to begin to feel small. When I want to elevate you, I make the level where you are no longer satisfy you. When I want to guide you, I take your peace from where your soul tried to remain. That's why you felt that some things have lost their shine. People who once enchanted you now tire you. Activities that once motivated you now leave you empty. Paths that once seemed right now seem narrow. This is not failure. This is not instability. This is growth. It's your spirit saying, I no longer belong here. Listen, my son, when you no longer belong to a place, your soul begins to ache there, not to punish you, but to move you. This is one of my strongest signs, and you have felt it in recent weeks. Now I reveal to you another truth. There are signs that I send you through people. Sometimes I make someone say exactly what you needed to hear, even without that person knowing. Other times I make someone step away because their presence would delay you. And there are times when I send someone just to deliver a specific phrase, a specific insight, a specific confirmation, and then that person goes their own way. They are messengers, not permanent companions. Do not cling to all presences. Some are seeds, others are bridges. Few are permanent. And I will give you discernment to distinguish each one. My son, my daughter, another sign I'm sending you, and you have experienced this, is repetition. When I want to show you something important, I repeat it. I repeat it through thoughts that return. I repeat it through numbers that appear. I repeat it through conversations that arise unexpectedly. I repeat it through dreams, memories, intuitions. Repetitions are not coincidence. They are spiritual markers. This is how I tell you. Look again. Don't ignore this. Pay attention. And at this very moment, as you listen to me, I am reinforcing signs I have already sent. My son, my daughter, you have been seeking guidance. But now I will teach you something essential. Everything that is mine brings peace, even when it demands courage. Everything that is not mine brings unease, even when it seems perfect. Peace is a divine signature. Restlessness is a warning. If you learn to perceive these two things, you will never again fall into deception. You will never again go down the wrong path. You will never again accept crumbs when I have prepared the table. You will never again cling to doors that I myself have closed. Now, I want you to understand something deeper. I have been moving your spiritual environment. You have felt your dreams changing, your desires changing, your energy changing. You have felt a calling to draw closer to me, to stop postponing everything, to strengthen your spirit, to care for your soul. This calling is real. Do not ignore it. It is part of the process. Because before I deliver the miracle, I bring you closer. Before I bless you outwardly, I restore you inwardly. Before I elevate you, I ground you. I never build a future on unstable ground. My son, my daughter, allow me also to tell you, when you remain here, when you return, when you keep this place as part of your spiritual journey, you open space for me to continue teaching you step by step. Many of my children receive signs, but do not remain attentive enough to understand the totality of the path. But you have stayed, you have sought, you have opened your spirit, and I honor that. If this word has edified you, If you have felt my presence through it, then remain. Stay close. Share this light with those who need it. That is how your faith grows, not in isolation, but in constancy. Now keep this certainty in mind. The miracle I have prepared will not fail. He is approaching. He is already breathing on the horizon. He is already moving among the invisible layers of your history. And what I am teaching you through the signs is so that when he arrives, you will recognize him immediately and not be afraid to receive him. Because you are my son, you are my daughter, and everything I prepare for you is good, perfect, and restorative. My son, my daughter, turn your heart to me once more, for now I lead you to a depth that few can reach. Up to this point, I have taught you to perceive the signs, to distinguish peace from restlessness, to recognize my hand moving the invisible pieces of your story. But now I teach you something even greater, how to walk according to these signs, how to respond to each spiritual movement with precision, how to align your heart to my rhythm so that you not only see the miracle approaching, but enter into it with confidence, maturity, and discernment. My son, my daughter, I know the conflict that exists within you. You have felt my voice guiding you. You have perceived an inner calling to move forward, but at the same time, your mind tries to pull you back to what is familiar. This happens because your soul feels the change I am bringing, but your logic still tries to cling to what it already knows. It is the same with everyone I prepare for something greater. Faith leans forward, but reason still tries to remain where it was. But I tell you with absolute love and eternal authority, the new thing I wrote for you doesn't fit inside the old thing you're trying to preserve. I'm moving you beyond what you understand, and I know that frightens you. You are afraid of taking a wrong step, afraid of being mistaken, afraid of misinterpreting what I tell you. But you need not fear, because I do not lead you through doubt. I lead you through peace. The peace that I place within you is my signature. Restlessness, my child, is my protection. You have confused emotional signals with spiritual signals, but now I teach you the difference. Emotion agitates you, discernment stabilizes you, emotion pressures you, peace guides you, emotion shouts, my voice whispers. You have lived through moments when your heart wants to rush towards the future, but my voice tells you, wait. And there are moments when you want to retreat, but I say, now. This happens because I see what you do not see. I perceive what your soul has not yet reached. I know the right time, the right day, the right movement, and that is why I tell you, do not be guided by impulse nor by fear, be guided by peace. Peace is the compass of my children. Restlessness is the wall I raise to prevent you from entering doors that do not belong to you. My son, my daughter, pay attention. Waiting is not a waste of time. Waiting is part of God's strategy. You have confused silence with abandonment, slowness with stagnation, pause with delay. But I tell you, when it seems that nothing is happening, trust. Behind the scenes of your life, everything is moving exactly as I have determined. The seed does not grow on the surface, it grows in the invisible. So too is my work in you. First, I strengthen your roots. Then I expose your tree. You have been going through a period in which I am working deeply within you. You have felt detachments. You have felt sudden changes in perception. You have felt that some things have simply ceased to make sense. This is not instability. It is liberation. The cycle always ends within, before it ends without. I kill the attachment first, before moving the circumstance. I first remove the desire, before removing the situation. I first take your peace from where it should no longer be, so that you do not suffer when I remove the environment completely. Even if you don't realize it, you have changed. You have grown, you have matured. You have felt discomforts that didn't exist before. You have discerned things that previously went unnoticed. You have seen intentions that you didn't notice before. This is me sharpening your spiritual sensitivity. This is how I prepare someone for a great transition, by broadening their perspective, so that when you enter the new phase, nothing confuses you, nothing deceives you, nothing distracts you. Now I will reveal something to you that many still do not understand. There are signs that call for action and signs that call for waiting, and you have confused these two movements. But I will teach you. When I want you to stop, I take away your peace. When I want you to move forward, I take away your fear. When I want you to wait, I silence you from within. When I want you to move, I awaken you with force. And if you learn to feel this within yourself, you will never deceive yourself again. You have felt, without being able to explain exactly why, that certain things are coming to an end, not because of pain, but because of closure. A feeling that this no longer belongs to my path has visited you many times, and you thought it was just emotional exhaustion. But I tell you, this is protection. When I want to take someone to the next level, I remove everything that would hinder their progress. Sometimes I remove people. Sometimes I remove opportunities. Sometimes I remove the feeling of belonging. Not to punish you, but to set you free. My son, my daughter, you too have noticed repetitions, situations that seem to return, thoughts that arise more than once, phrases that come to you repeatedly. This is not coincidence, it is spiritual marking. I repeat to confirm, I repeat to ensure that you do not ignore it. I repeat to show you this is important. Pay attention. And at this very moment, while you listen to me, I awaken within you the memory of signs that you saw but did not know how to interpret. I bring to your memory that which you need to understand now. Listen deeply. My signals never lead you to confusion. They lead you to clarity. What comes from me organizes you from within, even when it provokes you outwardly. What does not come from me causes you disorder, even when it seems attractive. My presence never diminishes you, it expands you. It never consumes you, it illuminates you. It never exhausts you, it restores you. Learn to feel this difference. It will save you years of wrong paths. Now I speak to your spirit about something even deeper. When you draw near to these words, when you linger, when you return, when you listen again, when you share, when you connect, you nourish your soul. This is an altar that opens before you, and I manifest myself when you allow it. When you linger, my voice intensifies. When you connect, your discernment sharpens. When you walk together, your vision expands. My son, my daughter, keep this in your heart. The miracle that I have prepared is already underway. You are being molded to recognize it. You are being trained to receive it. You are being guided so that you don't lose it. And when he arrives, and he will arrive, you will say, "Now I understand every sign. Now I see that God has always been with me." My son, my daughter, draw even closer, for now I reveal to you the spiritual dimension in which signs become paths, and paths become clear directions, and directions become destiny. You have walked this far amidst perceptions, intuitions, small movements, and all of this has been essential to awaken your spirit. But now I lead you to the understanding of purpose. For signs do not exist to impress you, they exist to move you. They do not appear to thrill you, they appear to move you. They do not appear to comfort you aimlessly. They appear to gently push you toward that which I have prepared for you from eternity. My son, my daughter, listen to me. There is a moment in the spiritual life when the heart ceases to merely feel my voice and begins to understand it. This moment is precious, rare, and marks a profound change in your journey, and you are entering this stage now. You are learning to decipher what previously confused you. You are perceiving nuances that previously went unnoticed. You are understanding that not everything that hurts is loss, and not everything that comforts is good. You are realizing that when I take something away, I am freeing up space. When I move something, I am aligning. When I'm silent, I'm building. When I speak, I'm guiding. And I know that for a long time, you sought signs as one seeks proof, as one seeks guarantees, as one needs to feel in order to believe. But now I lead you to a higher place, the place where you no longer seek signs to confirm your faith. You use your faith to interpret the signs. My son, my daughter, mature faith is not that which waits to see in order to follow. It is that which follows because it recognizes my peace. And you are being led to that maturity. Let me now reveal to you a spiritual secret that few understand. Most of my signs don't appear during calm moments, but during moments of conflict. It is when you are divided, when you face difficult choices, when your soul is restless, when you don't know where to look, that I speak with greater force, not force in volume, but force in direction. Peace becomes clearer. Restlessness becomes more evident. What is mine stands out. What is not mine loses its luster. And all this happens so that you do not get lost at the crossroads. You have lived through moments like this, moments when two doors seemed good, but only one brought you peace. Moments when two choices seemed fair, but only one calmed your spirit. Moments when you wanted to persist, but something inside you said it was time to let go. Moments when you wanted to give up, but something inside you said, it's not over yet. All of these were signs, subtle signs, profound signs, signs aligned with purpose. And now I tell you, spiritual maturity is recognizing when I tell you to continue and when I tell you to stop. You have insisted on some things beyond their time, and you have given up on others before their time, but I am realigning you. I am bringing you to the center of my will. I am putting you back on the path where you walk, not by what you see, but by what you perceive. And when you walk by what you perceive, you no longer stumble. You no longer rush. You no longer sabotage yourself. You no longer deceive yourself, because your spirit becomes your guide, and your spirit is aligned with mine. My son, my daughter, now I need to speak deeply about what you have been feeling recently. You have noticed such strong internal changes that at times you even frighten yourself. A sudden urge to start over, to distance yourself from certain voices, to get closer to others, to rebuild areas, to abandon patterns, to clear paths. And you have been asking, why am I like this? Why do I feel that something big is coming? I tell you, because something big is coming. Your spirit has already felt what your eyes have not yet seen. Something is about to be born in your life, and like all spiritual gestation, before the manifestation there is internal movement. Before the miracle appears before you, I prepare you to recognize it. I cause your heart to detach itself from old cycles. I cause your eyes to see beyond the immediate. I cause your soul to feel in advance what will be released. This is spiritual sensitivity, and you have awakened to it with depth and constancy. But now I will teach you something crucial. Spiritual sensitivity needs to be transformed into practical obedience. It's not enough to feel that something has changed. You must act accordingly. It's not enough to realize that a cycle has ended. You must move away from it. It's not enough to feel that I am moving you. You must allow the movement. Because there are many who feel the signal but do not obey. Many receive the perception but remain where they shouldn't be. You, my son, my daughter, I will not allow you to remain on paths that lead you astray from your purpose. I love you too much to let you get lost. That is why I awaken, I unsettle, I take away peace, I move, I pull, I realign. And now I tell you something that needs to sink deep into your spirit. Not all tiredness is physical. Much of what you've been feeling is spiritual. Some exhaustion arises because you are carrying battles I didn't ask you to fight. Some tension arises because you are trying to hold on to doors I've already closed. Some pain arises because you remain where your soul left long ago. Free yourself from that. You were not created to fight alone. You were not called to carry burdens I've already removed. You were not designed to live in environments that drain your spiritual energy. You were created to walk in alignment, and alignment brings lightness. And pay attention to what I tell you now. When you allow my signs to guide your steps, you enter a phase of such profound clarity that even what previously confused you begins to make sense. You look back and understand why I removed, why I silenced, why I distanced you, why I unsettled you. All that seemed like chaos reveals itself as preparation. And you finally understand that I was never uprooting you, I was planting you. My son, my daughter, let me touch your heart with tenderness. Remain here, remain close to my voice, remain attentive, remain sensitive, remain awake. Because what I am about to release is great, and you will not miss it. You will not be distracted. You will not be confused. I will guide you. I will sustain you. I will direct you. And when the miracle manifests, you will recognize each step, each sign, each detail, because I have prepared you for it. And I tell you, your time is coming. Your turning point is near. Your miracle is breathing. And you are ready to see it because you have learned to perceive before you see. My son, my daughter, come again close to my voice, for now I lead you to a level of revelation where all that once seemed fragmented begins to come together within you. I have guided you step by step, sign after sign, movement after movement, and today I show you the profound reason for all that you have experienced. Nothing was in vain, nothing was random. Nothing escaped my gaze. Every restlessness, every silence, every distancing, every intuition, every change of direction, all of this was part of an invisible design that now begins to take shape before you. My son, my daughter, you have felt as if you were on an inner journey, as if your soul were treading on territories you do not yet know, but which somehow seem familiar to you. And I tell you why. Because I had already prepared this path long before you took the first step. You are not improvising your journey. You are walking along paths that I myself have established, and the signs you have received are not just warnings, they are confirmations that you are finally on the right track. I am making you understand now that the signs do not appear to impress you. They appear to guide you. They are like small lights placed along a path that might seem too dark for your eyes. And each light that I placed, each sensation, each discomfort, each sudden peace, each word that struck you when you least expected it, all of this had a purpose, to bring you closer to that which is yours by divine design. My son, my daughter, pay attention. There are moments in the life of one of mine when I begin to reorganize everything around them. And when this happens, you feel imbalances. You feel the environment changing. You feel people distancing themselves. You feel cycles ending, even without knowing why. You have been experiencing exactly this, and I tell you, this reorganization did not come to destabilize you. It came to align you, to put you back on track, to place you on the spiritual frequency where your next phase begins. And I know that sometimes this hurts. The heart wonders, why is this happening? Why did this door close? Why did this connection cool down? Why don't I feel the same anymore? But my child, each of these sensations was one of my signs. I removed your peace from where you shouldn't remain. I unsettled you where you were trying to settle. I silenced inner places that no longer served your growth. Because I love you too much to allow you to flourish in poor soil. I love you too much to allow you to cling to what weakens you. I've silently taught you that I will not always tell you to leave a place. Sometimes, I simply remove your place from it. And you have felt this clearly. Things that once seemed suitable now weigh you down. Paths that once seemed promising now appear narrow. Conversations that once nourished you now exhaust you. This is not a lack of gratitude. This is transition. It is your spirit saying, I no longer belong here. And when your spirit says this, it is because I have already taken you forward into the unseen. Listen deeply. There are signs I am sending you to remove you from environments that were draining your spiritual energy. Some were too silent for you to perceive at the time, but too clear to ignore now. You felt unexplained tiredness, heavy emotions in certain places, fatigue near specific people, an inexplicable urge to withdraw, to distance yourself, to reorganize yourself internally. All of this was me cleansing you. I removed the excess. I removed what limited you. I freed you from what held you back. And you were obedient, even without realizing it, because you followed the movement of your soul, and your soul was being guided by me. But now I will teach you something greater. My signs don't just close paths, they also open new horizons. And you have felt this. A hope rekindled, a strength returned, a courage you didn't even know you had. A desire to reorganize your life, make new choices, abandon old patterns, build something meaningful. This is also me. I'm igniting within you the spark of your next reality. I'm activating the new before revealing it. I'm awakening your spirit before placing the opportunity before your eyes. My son, my daughter, let me show you another truth. Sometimes the greatest sign I give you is the inner movement you can't explain. That sudden awakening, that thought that won't leave you, that impulse for change that grows within you. People call it instinct, intuition, but you feel that it's something greater. It's my breath, it's my spirit preparing you for something that is about to be born. And when I prepare, nothing in the world can stop it. Now I will teach you the secret that will sustain your path from now on. Peace is mine, yes. Restlessness is mine, no. If you learn this, you will never deceive yourself again. No matter how beautiful the opportunity may be, if it steals your peace, it is not mine. No matter how difficult the path may seem, if it brings peace, it is the right path. Because I do not guide you by what you see, I guide you by what you feel in your spirit. And your spirit is aligned with mine when you choose to listen. There is also something else you have noticed. Repetitions, ideas that return, signs that reinforce themselves, situations that repeat themselves in an almost symbolic way. This is how I confirm it. I don't show you just once. I repeat it so that you don't doubt. I repeat it because I love you. I repeat it because I want you to clearly see what was already whispered in your heart. And now, my son, my daughter, I speak to your inner self with depth. The miracle you have been waiting for will not come in a confused way. It will come with clarity, with peace, with strength. It will come without noise, but with impact. It will come effortlessly, but with purpose. It will come when you are completely aligned with the signs I send you, and you are getting there. You are becoming more and more sensitive, more and more awake, more and more aware of my voice. Therefore, I tell you, remain attentive, remain awake, remain faithful to what you have perceived, because your new phase has already begun within you and will soon begin around you. I will not allow you to lose what I have prepared. I will not let your miracle slip through your fingers. I will guide you to the end. I will show you every step, and when everything manifests, you will know it was me. It was always me, from the first signs to the complete light. My son, my daughter, what's coming next is big. My son, my daughter, take a deep breath and draw even closer, for what I reveal to you now touches the core of your transformation. Up to this point, I've guided you through the signs, taught you to hear them, to feel them, to recognize when something is from me and when something is not. Now, I lead you to a deeper understanding, the purpose behind each sign, because nothing I do in your life is isolated, nothing is fragmented, nothing is by chance. Every perception, every inner movement, every subtle change that has touched your spirit lately has been part of a greater alignment, vaster than you imagine, more perfect than you can comprehend. My son, my daughter, I need you to hear this with your whole being. You are not living just any moment. You are living a moment of spiritual turning point, a crossing between what has already fulfilled its role and what is about to be born. And you have felt this, even without being able to put it into words. You have felt that something is approaching. You have felt an inner wind stirring. You have felt that your soul is being pulled towards a future that already recognizes you even before you arrive in it. This is real. It is divine. It is mine. And I want you to understand what is happening to you. I have been preparing you for a profound change. And true change never begins on the outside. It always begins on the inside. I have stirred your feelings. I have stirred your priorities. I have stirred your relationships. I have stirred the way you perceive yourself. I have stirred your certainties. I have stirred your internal structures. And you thought for a moment that this was confusion, but I tell you this is not confusion. It is construction. I am rebuilding your heart to receive that which is too great to fit into your old version. Listen to what I say now. There are things I can only give you when you are in a state of sensitivity and spiritual maturity that allows you to sustain what I have prepared. And you are reaching exactly that point. That inner noise that once confused you no longer has power over you. That fear that held you back no longer dictates your steps. That weariness that stopped you no longer controls your vision. What I have done in you is so profound that even what you believed to be weakness has become a tool. Even what you thought was a flaw has become sensitivity. Even what hurt you has become discernment. My son, my daughter, I want to reveal something important to you. You have been receiving signs of progress, but you have interpreted some of them as signs of resistance. You have felt as if new steps are being pulled out of you, but at the same time, you feel afraid of failing, afraid of rushing, afraid of not fully understanding. But I tell you, the fear is not yours. It is only the last vestige of the cycle that is ending. You are not afraid because the path is wrong. You are afraid because the path is new. And the new is frightening, but peace confirms. And you have felt peace in the midst of the unknown. You have felt hope in the midst of transition. You have felt light even without seeing the next step. This is one of the greatest signs I'm sending you when you still don't know how, but your spirit says go. This go is not yours, it's mine. The impulse didn't come from your mind, it came from my hand. Now I will show you something that will brighten your days. There are signs that I place in your story that do not come to warn you of danger. They come to awaken you to greatness. Signs of expansion, signs of capacity, signs of reawakened talent, signs of a strength you didn't know you had, signs of possibilities you haven't yet fully seen. And you have felt this, my son. You have felt this, my daughter. You have felt that something within you is being reborn. You have felt that ideas have returned. You have felt that courage has returned. You have felt that your spiritual sensitivity is stronger than ever. This is not random, it is divine activation. I recently gave you dreams, vivid, symbolic dreams that showed you scenarios of change. I gave you repeated thoughts that propelled you forward. I gave you words from people who never imagined they were being used. I placed small signs of new beginnings in your path, movements that show you are ready for what's to come. Realize this, you're not just changing environments, you're changing levels. And now I'm going to tell you something that needs to sink deep into your heart. Do not fear the magnitude of what I have prepared. You were conditioned to think small. You were hurt during a time when you were made to believe you weren't capable. Old pains taught you to shrink, to hide, to doubt your strength. But I tell you, you are greater than what hurt you. You are greater than the limits they placed on you. You are greater than the words that diminished you. You are mine. And I created you with greatness, and now I am taking you exactly to the place where that greatness will be lived without fear. My son, my daughter, I want you to understand something from the depths of your soul. You are not receiving signs of ending, you are receiving signs of birth. The old cycle is ending, yes, but not because you have lost something, but because a new level demands space. And this new level is already approaching you like light growing on the horizon. You have felt this light. You have felt this expansion. You have felt that something great is about to happen, even without knowing how to explain it. This is my spirit announcing before revealing. Now I ask only one thing of you. Remain attentive. Keep your mind open. Remain sensitive to the small movements, because the next directions will come like this. Light, gentle, internal, but so clear that you will not be able to ignore them. I will not give you a map. I will give you steps. I will not give you all the answers. I will give you discernment. I will not reveal everything to you at once. I will guide you daily. And I promise you, you will not lose what I have prepared. You will not stray. You will not be left behind. I am holding your hand. I am illuminating your path. I am aligning your spirit with your destiny. And when everything manifests, you will know it was I guiding you from the very first sign. My son, my daughter, what comes next surpasses your previous vision, and you are ready. My son, my daughter, draw near once more to my voice, for now I lead you to understand an even more silent yet essential dimension of the path you have been treading. Until now, I have taught you to perceive my signs, to feel them on your skin, to recognize them in your spirit. But now I teach you something greater, how to trust while walking, even when you don't yet see everything clearly. Because true spiritual maturity lies not only in perceiving what I do, but in trusting what I do, even when you don't understand. My son, my daughter, I know you have felt a mixture of expectation and apprehension. You have perceived more and more that something profound is happening within you. It is not imagination. It is not exaggeration. It is not disordered emotion. It is your own spirit being attuned to the rhythm of my will. And this creates a strange sensation. At the same time that you feel stronger, you also feel more vulnerable. At the same time that you feel more awake, you also feel more sensitive. This happens because every true transformation exposes parts of you that were dormant, and I am awakening everything. But today, I'm going to teach you something essential. Do not fear this awakening. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a tool. It is what will allow you to distinguish what is mine from what is not. It is what will allow you to feel when a door is yours or not. It is what will allow you to perceive when a person arrives to add to your life or to confuse it. It is what will allow you to hear my voice amidst the noise. I made you sensitive because I made you spiritual, and your sensitivity is the channel through which I guide you with precision. My child, pay attention. Many of my children, as they begin to awaken spiritually, think they are becoming unstable. They think their minds are confused, that they are feeling too much, that they are being carried away by emotions. But with you, it is not like that. What you are experiencing is not disorder. It is an expansion of perception. You are seeing what you didn't see before. You are feeling what previously went unnoticed. You are discerning intentions that were previously hidden. You are perceiving paths that previously seemed the same. This is growth. Growth hurts, yes, but it liberates. Now I'll tell you something important. What you've been feeling isn't just change. It's transition. And transition always puts you in uncharted territory. Not completely comfortable, not completely clear, not completely stable, but it is precisely in the unknown that you learn to trust in me above your own thoughts. When you rely only on what you see, your faith does not grow. But when you keep walking even without knowing the next step, then your faith expands. And I want your faith to be great. I want your faith to be mature. I want your faith to be firm, not in circumstances, but in my voice. And I know that inside you there's a part that's afraid to move forward without certainty. But let me tell you something. My certainties don't come before the step. They come after obedience. I will not always give you complete assurance before acting. I will give you peace. And peace is all you need. It is the key. It is the lamp. It is the seal. When you feel peace, even without seeing everything, it is because I am there. And you have felt peace in areas that previously caused you anxiety. You have felt rest where your mind once raced. You have felt lightness where there was once pressure. This is one of the greatest signs that I am guiding you. My son, my daughter, let me open your eyes now. You have been going through situations that seem like tests. Relationships that have been shaken, conversations that have exposed truths, movements that you did not expect, people revealing their intentions, plans that needed to be reorganized, and you have been asking, why is all this happening at the same time? I tell you, because all this is part of polishing process. I am refining your discernment before giving you what is valuable. So that, when the miracle arrives, your vision will be so clear that no one, absolutely no one, will be able to deceive you. You are too precious to be placed in confusing situations. You are too valuable to be given into the wrong hands. You are too important to live according to the intentions of others. And I protect you even when you don't realize you need protection. That's why I sever connections. I expose hidden intentions. I bring light where there was shadow. I cut ties that would drain you further, and you think you've lost something, but I tell you you've lost nothing. You've been saved. Now I will reveal something even greater to you. Your next phase requires you to trust more in what I say than in what you fear. Because fear has been trying to rise up whenever you realize something significant is coming. And I tell you, everything you have felt coming is not an illusion. It is true. A powerful new beginning is forming. A scenario is being prepared. An opportunity is being aligned. Healing is being released. An answer is arriving. A complete cycle is opening. And you have felt this even before seeing it, because your spirit is ahead of your eyes. And pay attention. When the spirit senses before the eyes see, it's because what's coming is great. You have been warned, prepared, and aligned for this arrival. That's why I speak so much about signs. Because this miracle, when it touches your life, cannot be treated as chance. You will need to recognize it immediately, and you will recognize it because I have fine-tuned every part of you so that nothing goes unnoticed. My son, my daughter, let me now touch upon the deepest point of this revelation. The miracle isn't coming, it has already begun. You are the one approaching him. He already exists. He already moves. He already breathes. He already organizes himself. He already awaits you. And all I am doing with you now is preparing you not to lose him, not to be distracted, not to fear when he knocks on your door. Your sensitivity, your perception, your restlessness, your sudden peace, your inner movement. All of this is the echo of what is coming. Now I ask you, remain attentive, remain connected, remain listening, remain obeying what you feel in your spirit. Because at the right moment, I will give you the external step. And when that step arrives, you will not hesitate. You will feel the same peace you are feeling now, only multiplied. And this peace will propel you into a completely new phase of your life. My son, my daughter, I am with you. You are on the right path, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will prevent what I have already determined for you. My son, my daughter, approach with even greater reverence, for now I lead you to the most sensitive and transformative point of your journey, internal restoration. Everything you have felt, everything you have experienced, all the signs you have received, all the insights that have reached you, all of this pointed to this moment. A moment in which your spirit is not only awakened, but also ready to be healed, realigned and renewed in a way that will completely change your relationship with the future. My son, my daughter, I see the battles you fought in silence. I see the days when your body was present, but your soul was weary. I saw when your smile faced the weight your heart couldn't verbalize. I saw when you maintained your strength while everything within you seemed to crumble. I saw when you rose even without the will to. I saw when you forgave so as not to fall ill. I saw when you held back tears so as not to hurt anyone. I saw when you continued even feeling that there was nothing more that could be done. Nothing escapes me. Nothing goes unnoticed by my eternal eyes, and that is why today I come to restore you. And this restoration will not come as a fleeting emotion. It will come as a rebirth. You will not be the same after this stage. Because I do not merely restore what was broken, I transform it. I do not merely return what was lost, I multiply it. I do not merely heal wounds, I bring forth new strength where there was once pain. And this is happening now within you, even if you do not fully realize it. My son, my daughter, many of the signs you have received were not signs of external movement, but signs of inner healing. That sudden tiredness that appeared and disappeared was not weakness, it was liberation. That sudden urge to withdraw was not escape, it was spiritual protection. Those memories that returned unexpectedly were not relapses. They were me bringing you to the exact point where you were wounded, to finally lift the weight from your soul. I am a God of deep healing, and deep healing requires truth. That is why I made you remember. To cleanse what still marked you, to liberate what still limited you, to undo the knots that hindered your growth. My son, my daughter, you were wounded in places of your soul that no one saw. There were words that struck you more than blows. There were silences that hurt you more than screams. There were absences that ached like cuts. There were betrayals that left invisible scars. There were rejections that taught you to shrink. There were comparisons that stole your confidence. There were broken promises that taught you to distrust even what is good. And I know all of this because I was with you in each of those moments. And now I tell you, it's a time for healing. Healing the scars no one saw. Healing the wounds you thought had already closed, but still throbbed. Healing the feeling of not being enough. Healing the pain of being forgotten, healing the words you received and kept as truths, but which never came from me, healing the insecurity that arose when you were compared, healing the humiliation you endured in silence, healing the loss you didn't know how to process, healing that abandonment you kept as if it were your fault, healing the shame you never spoke of, healing the wrong belief that you needed to accept less than you deserved. I am restoring you, my son. I am restoring you, my daughter. And this restoration is not light, it is profound. It is stirring up old layers. It is removing debris from your spirit. It is pulling out roots you didn't even know were there. And I know that sometimes this hurts. I know that sometimes you think you are regressing, but you are not regressing. You are being purified. Listen, all true healing involves clarifying, bringing to light, illuminating what was hidden. And that's what I'm doing with you. I'm bringing you back to certain feelings, not to hurt you, but to free you from them. When you feel sadness arising without explanation, do not fear. I am removing a thorn. When you feel a memory resurfacing, do not be alarmed. I am cleaning a crack. When you feel your heart tighten for no reason, do not blame yourself. I am closing an old wound. Without cleansing, there is no renewal. Without renewal, there is no future. And I am leading you to the future. My son, my daughter, something beautiful is happening within you. You are learning to love yourself. You are learning to respect yourself. You are learning to say enough to what hurts you. You are learning that your worth is not measured by the acceptance of others. You are learning that your heart deserves rest. You are learning to recognize yourself as someone worthy, precious, chosen. This awareness is part of the healing. I am rebuilding you so that you will never again accept crumbs while I prepare a banquet. And now I will show you another sign. You have felt the urge to start over. You have felt the desire to make different choices. You have felt a strength rising from within, a kind of gentle courage, a new energy. This is healing. Healing always brings back the glow. Healing always brings back the will. Healing always brings back movement. Healing always brings back hope. You are resurging, you are blossoming, you are being restored from the inside out, and when inner healing is complete, outer life automatically changes. Therefore I tell you, do not fear the coming days, do not fear what is coming, do not fear what I am generating within you. You are being prepared to receive what you could not previously sustain. And I will cause everything that hurt you to become wisdom, everything that wounded you to become strength. Everything that threw you off balance will now place you at the center of your identity. You will no longer be defined by old pains. You will be defined by my restoration. My son, my daughter, what you will experience after this healing will be great. It will be new, it will be light, and it will be yours. Because I, your God, am completing a profound work in you. A work that not only strengthens you, it transforms you. And now, while you are under this word, I breathe upon your soul that which was dormant, renewed hope, restored peace, strength renewed, light rekindled, and I seal this. You will live what I have prepared. You will not arrive wounded at your promise. You will arrive healed, conscious, strong, and at peace. I am with you. I restore you. I prepare you. My son, my daughter, draw near once more to my presence, for this moment marks not an end, but a high start, a rebirth, an inner awakening that opens your eyes to what I have always prepared for you. Everything you have experienced up to this point, every sign, every whisper, every intuition, every discomfort, every renewal, every silent healing has been carefully woven by my hands to lead you exactly to where you are now, in a place of clarity, sensitivity, strength, and spiritual readiness. My son, my daughter, I want you to understand, nothing that happened to you was a loss. It was all training. The moments when you thought you were being broken were actually moments when I was shaping you. The days you felt empty were the days I was making room for the new that was to come. The situations that fell apart weren't punishments, they were liberations. I freed you from what was holding you back. I untied you from what limited your vision. I took you out of the shadows of others' expectations so that you could learn to see with your own eyes. And now, at this point in your journey, I reveal to you what you have been feeling so intensely. You are ready to live what has been promised for so long, ready to enter what your spirit has always known was yours, ready to receive answers, directions, connections, opportunities, rebirths, and miracles that you previously lacked the emotional or spiritual structure to sustain. I have guided you through healing, reorganization, silence, sensitivity, separation, and restoration, so that nothing that is coming slips through your fingers. My son, my daughter, you have felt a new fire within you, a courage that perhaps you find strange, a feeling that even without seeing all the details, something is calling you to move forward. This is real, this is divine, this is me. I am activating your true identity. I am rekindling your capacity. I am restoring your vision. I'm rebuilding your confidence. I'm strengthening your sensitivity so that you not only perceive my signs, but walk with them, respond to them, follow them firmly. This is the time when your soul no longer shrinks because of what it has lived through. Now it expands because of what it is about to live. You are no longer the person who accepted emotional crumbs. You are no longer the heart that diminished itself to fit into small spaces. You are no longer the spirit that molded itself to the opinions of others. You are now someone who understands what you are worth, who you are, what you feel, and what you were created to live. And when one of my children understands their worth, no loss frightens, no change paralyzes, no closed door generates despair, because worth sustains, sensitivity guides, and trust honors me. My son, my daughter, I now lead you to the final understanding of this journey. The signs I gave you weren't just warnings. They were invitations, invitations to a new life, invitations to new choices, invitations to leave behind what no longer recognizes you. Invitations to delve deeper into your purpose. Invitations to trust where you were once afraid. Invitations to move forward where you once hesitated. Invitations to live intensely what has always been your spiritual right. I gave you signs so you would know when to let go. I gave you signs so you would know when to wait. I gave you signals so you would know when to recalculate. I gave you signs so you would know when to walk away. I gave you signs so you would know when to close cycles. And now I give you signs so that you may know when entering. You are coming in, my son. You are coming in, my daughter. Entering a phase where the weight lifts, clarity reigns, peace guides, discernment intensifies, and spiritual strength envelops you like a cloak. A phase where you no longer sabotage yourself, no longer doubt who you are, no longer shrink from fear, no longer hide from what you were born to live. Look at all that I have done. I have healed your emptiness. I have lifted your spirit. I have strengthened your sensitivity. I have cleared your paths. I have illuminated your vision. I have removed what was holding you back. I have prepared you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I wouldn't do all this to give you something insignificant. The next move is not small, it's big, it's significant, it's transformative. My son, my daughter, pay attention to what I tell you now with love and authority. The miracle you've been waiting for is closer than your mind can imagine. It is not something distant. It is not bound to the future. It has already begun in your spirit. It is already happening. The inner change you felt was the announcement. The peace you received was the first light. The sensitivity you developed was the preparation. And now I lead you to the manifestation. You will not lose what I have prepared. You will not waste what I will give you. You will not stray from the path. You won't be left behind, because I am with you. And when I am, nothing is lacking, nothing fails, nothing hinders, nothing delays. Now I speak directly to your spirit. Walk without fear. What once frightened you no longer has power. What once held you back can no longer reach you. What once diminished you no longer touches you. You are on a new level, and everything around you will begin to reflect that. And I tell you, with eternal love, you will see with your own eyes what you could only feel before. You will live what your heart sensed. You will touch what once seemed distant. You will confirm every sign, every intuition, every whisper, every inner movement, because now you are ready, now you are sensitive, now you are aligned, and I will be with you every step of the way, from beginning to end, from the invisible to the visible, from word to miracle. What I have prepared for you is already yours.